We have a special guest in the stands today. Half Hollow Hills alum Peter DeTola. Villanova grad. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome New York Dragons head coach Gerald Filardi. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you live from Half Hollow Hills West High School, getting ready for a big-time Suffolk County lacrosse matchup between the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club and the Northport Tigers. Travis Quigley here with Ellis Joshua, ready to take you through the call of what on paper, Ellis, should be an instant classic.
Yeah, Travis, looking forward to a great battle in Suffolk Class A. The two teams between Hills and Northport are at the top of the standings right now in Class A. Hills coming in at 10-0, Northport at 9-1. This should be a good one, and this may not be the first time we see these two teams, as we could very well see them again down the line in the postseason.
Both teams currently 8-0 in conference play right now, and Ellis, one of those teams, going to lose the donut here today. We look back, last couple of seasons, these two programs, they've been dominant. They've reigned supreme over Suffolk County. Last 4 county titles in Class A belong between these two sides. Just talk a little bit about the matchup last season that we saw in that championship game and how that could potentially carry over here today.
Yeah, so after Northport winning the previous 3 county championships in 2024, it was Half Hollow Hills getting the best of them in a 9-8 classic in the county championship game last year to take down the 3-time reigning county champion Tigers. Now, with this being the first matchup in 2024, let's see if Half Hollow Hills can make it another win and stay undefeated on the season, or will Northport come away with the victory here today and hand Hills their first loss?
We're just about ready to go. Hills wearing the white uniforms with red Hills across the front, red numbers. They're going left to right on your screen. Northport wearing the navy blue with gold Northport and gold numbers. They're going right to left to get things going. Opening face-off, scooped up. Nico Hikas, and he's off to the races. Makes a quick pass in the middle of the field. Turning back with it, Ryan Chung. And we'll see how Hills gets things going. A little isolation move. Now a pass across, firing, and a big save early on. Gavin Stabile, Ellis, he's going to be important today for Northport.
100%. Definitely expect him to see a lot of shots in this game, as this Hills offense has been explosive to start the season.
Hills got a reset of the shot clock. Just 40 seconds in. Lane to the net, now having to cut back. A quick pass in. Thought about shooting, it was Chung. He'll hold on to it. Hit the deck, he'll scoop it right back up. And he's got 30 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Hills looking for a fast start in this game. Bradley rolls to the middle. Being defended by Cash. He'll move it low. Shot, goal! Zach Marco gets his 23rd on the season, and it's 1-0 for Half Hollow Hills.
Great start in the early stages of this game for Hills. Marco with the game's first goal. Give the assist to Luke Bradley, number 8. And it's Hills striking first here in the first quarter for the 1-0 lead.
You kind of sensed it, Ellis, how they got things going. The quick early shot, forcing Stabile to make a save, reacting early. They were able to recover that, reset the clock, working around a little bit, found their opening, and 1 minute and 6 seconds in, 1-0 for Hills. Back for the face-off, and it's Hills who will control it once again, scooped up by Ryan Chung. Chung has some space to work with here, and now slow it down, cut back. Moves to the near side of the field, kicks the rock to the goal scorer, Zach Marco. Marco off to the goal line. Bradley around the cage, fires one over. It'll skip out of bounds, stays with Hills Lacrosse Club. Marco on the restart. Around the cage, quick spin. No outlet yet, now finds one. Middle of the field, it's Bradley. Bradley with a lane, jumping shot, just missed there. And it'll go to Northport. Logan Cash there to recover. Tigers take possession.
And I like the take there by Bradley, but just unfortunate for Hills, as they did not have anyone there to back up that shot attempt.
Here's Logan Cash. Definitely another player for Northport we got to watch out for, Ellis. Kind of a do-it-all midi. 21 goals, 35 assists on the season. And you see he definitely does his part to play a role defensively as well. He's got the rock right now on the far side of the field. Cash being defended by Jesse Brooks. A quick cut move, now another. Cash trying to find a lane, gets doubled. Delaberti now gets a double of his own. Pass through the middle, it's picked off, and out come Hills.
How about the interception by Sal Caiazzo for Hills? Great read on the play as that pass made its way right into his stick for the turnover.
Keazo, he's still got the rock. Being defended by Loyacano. Finally will move the pass off. And now it's Ryan Chung. Chung, nice move there. Fights off a couple of checks, knocked to the ground. His pass hits the deck. And it's Stabile who will come out of his crease, scoop the GB.
Love the physicality there on that defensive stance by the Tigers, able to knock that ball free. And Stabile securing that ground ball is now Northport looking to get this one up the field to their offense.
And that's an important start early on in this game for Northport. Obviously still a lot of time left, but it's been mostly Hills so far in the early going until we see obviously there Ellis an unforced turnover, and it's going back with Hills. So Northport still waiting on that first offensive possession of this game.
Yeah, tough break there on the turnover by the Tigers. So the ball now going back to Hills. And for Hills, this is a team, Travis, as we mentioned earlier, just such an explosive offense. They spend their time in a lot of games playing out in front early. And so that's something that they will definitely look to do here in this first quarter, is jump on this Tigers team.
Bradley to the right, takes a shot, just missed. Stays with Hills, 44 on the shot clock. Rayo gets a pick right. He'll roll with it. Now cuts back, takes it to the cage, trying to split through two, stays with it, takes a shot, he scores!
Can we say and one for Anthony Rayo? What a take. And we have a flag after the fact as well. So Rayo, completely unfazed by the contact. Great job being able to handle the pressure, handle the ball, and still find a way to score. An unbelievable take by the UNC commit, Anthony Rayo, for a 2-0 Hills lead.
No problem calling his own number there. Even with the pressure coming, Ellis found a way to slither through and slips the shot past Stabile. 2-0 for Half Hollow Hills. Could not ask for a much better start on your home turf as they look to win another face-off. It's a battle currently, and it's the Tigers who will come away with it. GB picked up Dylan Baumgarth. Flag in the air. Going on Hills.
And that matchup at the face-off X, Travis, is definitely going to be one to watch between Hikas and Baumgarth. The first win at the face-off X so far for Baumgarth and the Tigers.
And Hills are man up right now. We'll see if the Tigers just try to burn off the remainder of the 25 seconds on Thomas Zarcone's penalty, as they'll have the opportunity to then go man up. Cash turns and shoots. A save made. Foot race for it. Won by Hills, but it'll stay with the Tigers here after the flag on the play. So 7:04 here in the first quarter. 2-0 game for Hills. Zarcone with 11 seconds left on his penalty. And we'll see what the call is coming against Hills here. So 30-second hold for Ryan Chung. Again, Northport, Zarcone's back in 2, and now 20 seconds left, man up for Northport as they're in search for their first of the day. So kicking around right now, counterclockwise, back clockwise from outside, tempting with a shot was Loyacano. He'll get it back from Delaberti. Loyacano. Now he'll wind and fire. Another big stop made. Sal Santoro scooped up and recovered by O'Brien for the Tigers. Back to even. Delaberti, 50 seconds on the shot clock after the reset on the save from Santoro. A quick pass to the middle. Now a bounce shot doesn't quite get all the way through. Santoro looking for a quick outlet. Turnover almost forced. Still on the ground. Tigers recover.
Nice job there on the GB by Seamus Burke. Getting the ball back to Northport after Hills unable to clear up to their offense.
Cash always looks like he's ready to get into a shooting position and let it fly. Took a stumble there, spins. Now trying to find some space. A bounce pass, still kicking on the ground. Once again, the Tigers recover. Loyacano slowing it down. Seamus Burke. Burke, nice move on the goal line, takes a shot, just missed there. 5:32 to go in the first quarter, 29 seconds on the shot clock for Northport.
So far, Hills, they've done a really good job defensively, keeping Northport off the board. A few big saves by Santoro.
Cash saw the lane, put it wide. Again, Ellis, kind of like I mentioned earlier, key player for Northport, and you see when he's with the rock offensively, he doesn't need much space to feel confident enough to let a shot go. 10 on the shot clock here for the Tigers. Got to work quickly. Burke down to X, pass out front, quick shot, they score. Della Birdie. What a goal right there for Northport. It's a 2-1 game.
A nice quick stick finish there by Della Birdie to get the Tigers on the board and give that assist to Gavin O'Brien, number 21. So Northport, just what they were looking for to break that seal here with just over 5 minutes to play here in quarter number 1.
Phenomenal quick ball movement right there on display from the Tigers. Della Birdie received the pass, and as quickly as he received it, it was right back out of his stick. And a 2-1 game now, 5:07 first quarter. Face off, still kicking around, and it's going to kick all the way out of bounds right in front of the Tigers bench.
So possession going to be going back to Hills here.
Rayo will restart with it. And quickly up to defend him, Cam Foley. Rayo pass across to the middle of the field. Daniel Chung will kick the rock over. Back with Rayo. His pass just skipped behind Zach Marco. Racing over to save it successfully was Luke Bradley. Back up top with Rayo. Rayo gets a pick right, uses it to his advantage. Now steps back left, and his shot just misses on the short side. 35 on the shot clock, 4:30 in the first quarter. Hills looking for a response here, up by 1 after the Northport goal. Nice move by Chung. He'll take the shot. Didn't get all of it, though. Contact made on the stick as he fired. It's going to stay with Half Hollow Hills.
So Hills now, they have about 20 seconds on the shot clock to work with here. That's possession with Zach Marco.
Marco rolls left, shot, scores! Second of the game for Zach Marco. And the 2-goal lead is restored for Half Hollow Hills.
As we take another look at this one, Marco using that pick set by Ryan Chung. And with the foot speed and acceleration, and he's able to get his hands free for the lefty snipe. For, like you said, Travis, his second of the game.
It's up to 24 now on the season. Good for third on the team. Jumps just in front of Luke Bradley in the goal category. 3-1 game here. As Ellis and I talked about in the pregame, 2 programs that have been atop of Suffolk County for many seasons now. Entering today, both 8-0 in conference play. It's going to take a full effort from start to finish for either of these sides to walk away with a victory. It's Cash on a spin move. He gets doubled. Very tightly defended there by Casamento. Has to kick the rock over, and now it's Cabrera. Rolls right. Passes it off. Tigers trying to find an opening here. Nothing doing thus far. Loyacano can't find the space he's looking for.
Yeah, Loyacano definitely tightly defended by Chris Nolan. Nice job by number 14, Nolan, for Hills with the on-ball defense.
Again, very tight defense here from Hills. Pass across the seam, shot, goal! Gavin O'Brien, and it's 3-2.
Northport, they come back with the answer to get back within 1. Della Birdie with the dish there. The finish by O'Brien, and we have a 3-2 game.
And that tandem teamed up for the opener for Northport. It was Delaberti on the goal, O'Brien with the assist. This time around, they reverse roles. 3-2 the score, 3:12 remaining. Quarter number 1. Back and forth contest so far. Hills maintaining their lead. The whistle face off and trying to move ahead quickly. It's Hikas. He scoops it up.
Nice clean win on the face-off there by Nico Hikas. Getting the ball back to Hills, looking to respond after the Northport goal. Go back up by 2.
Bradley gets some space. Jumping shot, just missed. Hikas is there, so a restart coming for Hills. Instead of Hikas scooping it up, it'll be Rayo.
And I definitely like the shots that Hills has been able to generate so far here in this first quarter.
Rayo was looking for a quick chance. He got knocked down. Nice pass, though, to get it to Marco. Marco looking for some space. Forced back outside. Down to X. Chung. He's got some space. Goes back to Marco with it. Marco. Cut move. Stays on his feet. Looking to go around the cage now. Moves it to Bradley. Bradley gets a pick right. Now some space. Bradley shot. Saves to Beal. GB is scooped up. Loiacono ahead.
Big time save by Stabile. Point blank. He keeps this a 3-2 game. Now it's the Tigers. They got a chance to tie up the score.
Cash gets a stick check. Ball hit the deck, but Seamus Burke right there to scoop it back up. He'll find Gavin O'Brien. O'Brien works it up top. And all the way back. The Tigers going to slow things down here. It's Grayson Cabrera. Cabrera in an ISO to the cage. No shot lane. Back outside. It's Cash. Quick pass middle for Cabrera. Couldn't handle it. It pops in the air out of the crease. Sal Santoro. He takes a couple steps right and dishes one off. Casamento. A lot of foot speed there. Moves it ahead. It's Brooks with a $1:10 to go.
That was a tough turnover there for the Tigers. Chance to tie up the game at 3, but unable to even get a shot. And now Hills, with now a minute remaining in this first quarter and about a 13 to 14 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock here. They can hold for nearly the final shot of the quarter.
Hogan, chance here, he'll shoot and score! Nick Hogan, 4-2 with 46 seconds remaining here in quarter number 1.
And why hold for potentially the last shot when you have a clear lane to the cage like Nicky Hogan just did? So the sophomore Hogan, he gets into the scoring column, and Hills now back up by 2, leading 4-2 with 46 seconds left in the first.
And like you said, Ellis, you can hold for the last shot there, but when you see the lane, you got to take it, and that's exactly what Hogan did right there. Gets his 8th goal of the campaign. Restores the 2-goal lead once again for Hills. And now with this face-off, a big opportunity for one of these sides to potentially grab some momentum at the end of the quarter. It's the Tigers who will win it.
Yeah, nice GB by Jack Scherzino, the sophomore, coming up with that possession.
We'll shut the shot clock off here. Tigers can hold for that final buzzer here in the first quarter. We'll see what they do with it here. Up top, having to work it around, being forced outside still. 10 seconds to go. Burke, a quick pass. Great save, Santoro standing tall. He'll look to fling it downfield, a quick transition. Final shot there, Stabile shuts the door right at the buzzer. Back and forth, both sides of the field, Ellis. Both goalies making big saves.
Absolutely, but Northport with a big save after what could have been a costly mistake shooting that early. Hills with a great opportunity to score at the buzzer, but Stabile with the bailout, coming up with that save to keep this a 4-2 game after quarter number 1.
So we'll take a quick pause here. You're watching the Gait game of the week right here on the LILJ. Quarter number 2 is a go. It's Half Hollow Hills looking for a fast start off the face-off win. A jumping shot saved by Stabile. Hills up 4-2 after the first quarter. Travis Quigley and Ellis Joshua here on the call. Our producer Rowan Loddick and Kevin Broderick upstairs on the camera. An exciting first quarter between these two sides. They switch halves of the field now, and it's Hills who once again get the quarter started, winning a face-off, Ellis, and getting a quick shot on. That Stabile made the save, but Hills stays with possession.
Yes, Stabile starting off the second quarter the way he ended the first with another save, and right on cue,
Tally another one up.
Another save for Gavin Stabile.
Potential turnover here as it was forced away from Stabile. A big collision. GB scooped up. Bruno knocked out of his stick, but he'll hockey swipe it over to Rayo. Fresh shot clock, things slowed down. Now some space left side, jumping shot, and a goal from Zach Marco. Biggest lead of the game, it's 5-2 for Hills.
And that is now an early hat trick for Zach Marco, the senior committed to Harvard. And it was off the turnover, Travis. Northport unable to clear the ball at the field after the save. Hills doing a nice job on the ride, getting the ball back, and they take full advantage. And you said it, the largest lead of the game now as they have a 5-2 advantage.
And you see it, Stabile made a couple of big saves in the early going here, all within the first minute. And funny enough, the first goal of the game for Hills in the first quarter came at 1:06 in quarter number 1. And the goal here in quarter number 2, 1:06. Another win, Chung, right to the net. What a goal! Ryan Chung, 6-2 game.
What a sequence. Back-to-back goals in a blink for Half Hollow Hills. This time it's Ryan Chung. Face-off, stay on, as he goes right down the chute. And now a 6-2 lead for Hills. Coach Hagens and that Hills sideline, they have to be ecstatic about the start that they're off to here in this first half.
2 goals, 7 seconds apart, and Ellis couldn't put it better. Coach has to be ecstatic right now. Could not ask for a better way to kick off quarter number 2. You've extended your lead to 4 now. Here defending your home turf. Number 3 in the LILJ rankings, the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club off to a dominant start here. And Northport's going to win the face-off, Ellis, and call the first timeout here in the first half.
Yeah, and
bringing
I like
the group together here. What do you think?
Yeah, and I like the timeout by Coach Courts. You want to make sure you get that possession first on the face-off and then take a timeout just to kind of regather yourselves, regroup, and try to just stop this run that Hills is on here in the first minute and 20 seconds of the second quarter. Because, again, Travis, we talked about it briefly in the first quarter, but it can't be said enough just about how explosive this Hills offense is. And so you don't want to fall too far behind. So I definitely understand the timeout by Coach Courts, just trying to rally the troops and see if you can stop this run here early on in this quarter.
And we talk about it often, lacrosse, a game of runs. Right now, the run go in Half Hollow Hills' favor. And a lot of anticipation coming into this game, not just here, between these two programs across the island. This is a matchup that was marked off on a lot of people's calendars, especially when you have two sides that are undefeated in conference play, Ellis. A lot at stake here as we enter the final couple weeks of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And these two teams last year, these were your number 1 and number 2 teams in Suffolk Class A. And Chalk ended up holding serve throughout the playoffs as they met in the county final, as we mentioned back in the first quarter. But again, this game can go a long way into deciding how that playoff bracket shapes out come the start of the postseason.
You and I were together the other day for the rivalry matchup between Huntington and Cold Spring Harbor, and we talked then how that was potentially a bit of a statement game for either side. This potentially the same, a statement game in the sense of watch out once playoffs roll around, we have your number. As it's Northport coming out of that timeout, 10-20 here in quarter number 2. Off on the outside, it's Cash. Dishes the rock. Tigers, 35 on the shot clock to work with. Tight defense played by Ryan Chung. Cabrera can't get by Chung. Take a step back, fakes right, goes left. Now Cabrera with a chance to the cage. Still no shot lane. Moves it off. A spinning move out front there for Seamus Burke. Came through the crease, goes out of bounds, and Gavin O'Brien's there. Stays with the Tigers. Just 18 seconds remaining before time will expire on that shot clock. Cabrera moves it low. Burke fires, save made. Burke gets it right back. Shot clock will, a long shot there, pardon me, from Cash. And shot clock's gonna expire here.
Yeah, time winding down there on that possession as that previous shot was blocked but not saved, so they didn't get the reset, which forced the long distance shot by Northport.
Clear successful here, and it's Luke Bradley who possesses. Takes a couple of stick checks. Trying to push off, gaining some space as Rayo gets the pass from Bradley and gives it right back to him. Bradley works himself up to the 40. Defended by Zarcone. He's going to stay on the left-hand side. Moves a rock, but the pass was not received clean by Bruno. Still on the ground. GB picked up by Rayo. Rayo driving low, tucking that left shoulder. Now a pass up top. Faking the shot lefty. Now spinning back, looking for it was Marco. He drops the ball.
Yeah, great on-ball defense there for the Tigers by Levine.
Over and back going on Hills here.
Yeah, the over and back forced. Again, nice job on ball by Levine. And now let's see if Northport can capitalize off the turnover.
Cash was trying to work quickly there. And a lot of heat on that shot. But Santoro ready to answer the bell. Makes the save and a quick outlet pass for a quick clear. Now wide open, middle of the field. And scoring his second of the game. It's Nick Hogan.
The sophomore, Nick Hogan, he claimed to play today. 2 goals here in this first half. And this one assisted by Luke Bradley, which is his second assist of the game. And again, Hills continuing to build the momentum and increase the lead. Now a 7-2 game.
And there's layers to that goal, right, Ellis? Because it starts on the defensive side, a quick outlet pass, a heads-up play there from Bradley to find the open man cutting through the middle of the field, and heads up from Hogan to find that space. Here comes Chung again. A quick pass, jumping shot. Stabile might have got a piece of it. Goes wide and out of bounds. It's going to stay with Half Hollow Hills. Impressive start here in quarter number 2. Not even 4 minutes played here. And a 5-goal lead for the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club. As you see now, they've been working very quickly through their offensive sets. This time, going to slow things down just a bit.
Yeah, and another element to this game and the way things have transpired thus far is that for Hills, they have the 5-goal lead and just the 1 goal so far for Anthony Rayo, which that is a tremendous sign. Of course, Rayo, a complete player at the midfield, an explosive offensive threat as we have another goal.
And that's the hat trick goal for Nick Hogan. What a rip right there. 8-2 game. Hogan, 10 goals on the season.
How about Nick Hogan? He transfers back to Hills this year from St. Anthony's in his sophomore campaign, and he is having a huge impact in a huge game for this Hills team.
Marco gets the assist, and Ellis, I said it when that possession kind of started. You saw Hills was working a little bit slower than they had through their first couple of offensive possessions here in this second quarter, where they were moving in and getting quick shots. That time, maybe lulled the Tigers to sleep a little bit before finding that opening, and Hogan ripping that one home. And another face-off win here for Hills.
Yeah, and that's been a huge advantage, winning these face-offs, as nearly another goal as that shot by Bruno goes high.
And he's been held off the scoreboard as well. Came in today, 54 goals on the season.
Yeah, and that just shows how prolific this offense in Half Hollow Hills is. They have so many offensive threats on the field that can really be dangerous and ignite this team.
Rolling with the Rockets, Marco, a spin move, fires one, just missed there. A great individual move right there from Zach Marco. He's already got 3 today, was looking for number 4. Rock with Rayo. Rayo's pass to Bruno. Bruno across, right side. Daniel Chung for Bruno. Coming from the near side, Rayo back to the middle of the field. Gets away from the pressure, and while going down, takes a shot that just missed. 38 seconds on the shot clock, 6:33 to go in the half. And Ellis Northport playing mostly defense here in this second quarter. They've given up 4 goals, still looking for their first of quarter number 2.
Yeah, and it's been tough sledding right now for the Tigers. Like you said, Travis, spending a lot of time on the defensive side of the field, having a hard time in the early stages of winning face-offs and getting the ball up to their offense. A couple of unforced turnovers as well has played a difference.
Here comes Hogan. Nice move to the net. Nick Hogan, what a goal. Toss that on the highlight reel. It's a 9-2 game, and Nick Hogan has 4.
Nick Hogan having the game of his life right now for Hills. 4 of the 9 goals from the sophomore. And it is now a 9-2 lead. Hills continuing to assert themselves here in this first half.
And the last 3 Half Hollow Hills goals have all been scored by number 5, Nick Hogan. He has 11 on the season now, and he's having himself an incredible Wednesday afternoon. Ball on the ground. Will Hills control another face-off? They win it. We got a whistle on the play. Looks like it's going to go to Northport here. And indeed, it will go to the Tigers, who really need possession here, Ellis, as they got to slow down this Half Hollow Hills train that's been coming since the start of this contest. Really picking up pace since the start of the second quarter.
Yeah, and this has really been the theme for Hills this season, winning games in convincing fashion. Now, this so far definitely their biggest test to date here in the season, but it's been the same story. Hills just continuing to assert themselves against their opposition.
You see Cabrera just swarmed by the defense, can't get a clean look to the net. It stays with the Tigers, 30 on the shot clock. Nice move there from Cash. Cash will take a bounce shot, skips wide. Foot race is won by Jack Delaberti. Jesse Brooks was right there as well. Very, very close. Delaberti on the restart. Delaberti, spin move. Takes a shot. That one stopped up Santoro. Got a piece of it as it was Delaberti trying to go short side there. Seamus Burke for Delaberti. Defended by Casamento. Delaberti, a quick pass. Trying to roll middle, no lane there.
And Hills, the defense has been swarming on this possession right now.
Cabrera with a chance, leaping, just doing whatever he could to try to stay out of the crease there. Turnover forced, and it's Half Hollow Hills who will possess now. 5 minutes to go here in the first half, and it's a 9-2 game. Hills dominant here over Northport.
And if you're Hills, you just want to keep your foot on the gas. You're looking to close out the remainder of this second quarter strong. If you're Northport.
Chung just missed there. Good feed from Nolan. And Chung, nice job popping out, Ellis, to find some space.
Yeah, and again, you got to like the looks that Hills are generating offensively. But if you're Northport, just looking to close out this second quarter with any type of momentum, just to kind of fight and claw your way back into this game going into halftime.
Chung, who still possesses, he'll now fire it over. It's Ryan moving it to Daniel. Daniel trying to get it back. Turnover forced. And here come the Tigers. Clear successful here for Northport. Quickly moved over to the right-hand side. And a shot and a goal. That's what the Tigers needed there. Will DeTola.
And that is just what they needed, Travis. As you said, they force a turnover, and they get out into transition. And DeTola with the goal to make this now a 9-3 game.
First on the season for Will DeTola. So he gets up in the play right there. Numbers for the Tigers, and they work quickly. A good low shot to beat Santoro. Absolutely what Northport needed, and they'll keep the ball humming here as a face-off win maintains possession for them. Looking to use these final 4 minutes to get some momentum on their side.
Yeah, big win on the face-off by Baumgarth, but Hills trying to force a turnover. The handle there by O'Brien, keeping it alive.
That's a great battle right there with a ton of pressure on them.
Yeah, 100%, because Northport, they have to value the ball here if they're going to fight their way back into this game. So now a chance for them to get back-to-back goals and continue to chip away at this deficit.
And that's a great way to put it. You got to chip away. You can't score 6 at a time. It all comes one at a time there. And that one counts all the same. Logan Cash puts it home, 9-4. 2 in a row for the Tigers, and first of the day for Logan Cash.
Cash money for Logan Cash, the senior committed to Siena. And they do, in fact, make it back-to-back goals to go from 9-2 to 9-4. And again, let's see if Northport can win another face-off here and continue to cut into this lead. This is where it starts. It starts at the face-off X, being able to win the ground game here, and then being able to value the ball and get quality shots on offense.
3:20 here in the first half. Who's going to come away with the face-off? Great job scooping up that GB. And now off to the races, tucking the left shoulder is Baumgarth. He'll spin and now move it up top. Racing to try to keep it. Laying out on the stomach, just doing so successfully before Hills came over, forced it back over. Believe we got a whistle on the far side of the field there. We did. It'll be a restart coming, possession with Hills.
Yeah, another tough turnover for Northport as they try to fight their way back into this game, but a big save.
Splits through 3 and Stabile. An incredible stop right there. Marco's been all over it today offensively and was very close to adding to his tally there. We're going to get a timeout called. 2:44 to go here in quarter number 2. First half dwindling down, and it's a 5-goal lead for Half Hollow Hills. That was a beautiful day for lacrosse here in Suffolk County. And when you look at these two sides, you look at the efforts that they've put forth in the early going of this contest, clearly a reason why they're number 3 and number 4 in the LILJ rankings. Clearly a reason why they're 10-0 and 9-1 respectively coming into this game.
Yeah, these two teams, they've exemplified throughout the season why they are two of the top public schools on Long Island. Again, we mentioned earlier, Hills coming into this game undefeated, a perfect 10-0. Northport 9-1. But Northport, they came into this game after picking up a signature win against Garden City this past weekend. And that's a huge deal, beating a perennial state championship program over in Nassau County and GC. Northport winning that game 13-9. And quite frankly, it wasn't even that close, as they had an 8-0 lead at one point in that game. So that is very impressive for Northport, winning that game before you head into this matchup against Half Hollow Hills. But so far, Hills, they've been able to protect their home turf thus far in the first half, jumping out to a quick start, and they've been able to hold on, led by as much as 7 here in this first half, now a 5-goal lead. So they're looking to close out this first half on a high note.
And there's a reason why this is the LILJ Gait Game of the Week. 2 of the top programs, as Ellis said, 2 of the top public schools here on Long Island, not just Suffolk County, Long Island as a whole. These 2 programs have brought it so far this season. They've brought it so far today. And it's Half Hollow Hills, as mentioned, with the 5-goal lead, currently looking to once again expand upon it after the last 2 goals in this contest have gone the Tigers' way. 2.5 to go in the first half.
And of course, Travis, still a whole nother half to be played here. But I think this is a big stop for Northport if they can come up with it, as this ball trickles away, and trying to keep it alive is Bruno. And instead it's scooped up by Zach Marco. But if Northport can get a defensive stance here, again, you just look to continue to cut into the deficit as Stabile.
Great save, Stabile. And Marco sold everybody in the world right there that he was going to take this shot, and ends up dishing it off to the back post. Here's Cash with another one at the cage. Back and forth. The goalies continue to respond to each other. That time Sal Santoro with the save.
So the GB there by Foley, and that's going to lead to a timeout for Northport taken by Coach Courts, his second and final timeout of the first half.
And 1:45 to go here in the first half. 9-4 game again. Tigers call timeout after taking possession there. And Ellis, I'm going to have you kind of put the coach's jacket on for a second here instead of the analyst jacket. What do you think the message is from Coach right now, down by 5 for the Tigers, as you have possession here, looking for a big goal before the end of this quarter?
Yeah, well, if you're Northport, again, it's all about just trying to gain any type of momentum, which they've started to generate here towards the tail end of quarter number 2. They've scored the last 2 goals to cut that 7-goal deficit down to 5. And with possession here coming out of this timeout, if you can just continue to chip away, I mean, I would love to see them try to get Jack Delaberti involved in their offense here down the stretch, but you got to credit Hills for the way their defense has played. Of course, they had Delaberti circled on the scouting report for sure going into this game. But if you're Northport, it's just about being able to value the ball and generate a quality shot here in this possession coming out of a timeout, because the momentum is starting to shift in their favor.
A big opportunity for Northport out of this timeout with possession, the chance to almost dictate how the remainder of this half goes. We'll see what the strategy is here on this possession. As it's Cabrera who's going to start with it, quickly moves it, and now it's back up in the middle of the field with Cash. Cash across, and it's Thomas O'Brien. O'Brien for Cabrera. Cabrera going downhill, ton of speed, tucks the shoulder, 2 on him, moves it back. Now at X, it's O'Brien. That's Gavin. Gavin O'Brien trying to find an open pass. Nothing there for him just yet. Couple players diving through, trying to find the lane. Hills clogging everything up. Back up top with Cash. Cash goes left, spins back right. Can't fire. Thomas O'Brien, still nothing, moves it to Gavin. Gavin out front, quick shot just wide. Good opportunity for Jack Delaberti, and it's Hills who will take possession. Final minute of the half, 55 seconds to go.
Yeah, and the look was certainly there, Travis. Delaberti right in front of the cage on the doorstep, just unable to convert. And credit Hills for winning the backup there. And as they have the ball back on offense.
Offside called on Hills here.
Yeah.
And it's going to Northport. Unforced turnover there. And Tigers have numbers. Quick pass to the middle. They score! Gavin O'Brien makes Hills pay. It's 9-5.
And give that assist to Luke Loiacono. As you said it, Travis, they make Hills pay for the offsides turnover. And from 9-2 to 9-5, still 35 seconds left here in the quarter. Let's see if Northport can potentially win another face-off, or will Hills have an answer for this 3-0 run?
And if you're the Tigers, that's exactly what you needed right there. An unforced error from Half Hollow Hills where you're able to pounce on it, and that's exactly what Northport just did right there. A big face-off win for Half Hollow Hills, and that's how you'd like to respond after giving up 3 straight. Can they get a goal? Just missing the net there was Luke Bradley. 24 ticks remaining in the first half.
This is a big 24 seconds for Northport's defense to close out this quarter.
Rayo wheels around the cage, trying to spin towards it. Pushed back outside. Tight defense being played by Cam Foley. And a timeout's going to be called by Hills, their final timeout of the half. So both sides have used their 2 allotted timeouts. We've got 13 seconds to go. Shot clock is turned off. And Ellis now for Half Hollow Hills. What's the strategy here in how you're looking to get that last shot off? What area of the field you're looking to get to, and potentially who's that shooter taking that final shot of the first half?
Yeah, well, so far in this first half, it's been Zach Marco and Nick Hogan who have had the hot hand. The 4 first half goals for Hogan, 3 for Marco. But again, they have such a plethora of offensive weapons, so it really could be anyone coming at you taking this final shot here of the quarter. But those have been the 2 guys that have certainly been the story in these first 2 quarters for Hills. And definitely like the timeout here by Coach Hagans to see if you can get one here in these final 13 seconds just to end that 3-0 run that the Tigers are currently on.
We'll see how Hills draws it up. It's been a good first half from both goalies, Sal Santoro and Gavin Stabile. 6 and 8 saves respectively for the 2 goalies. Hills up 9-5, looking to make it 10-5 in the waning seconds of the first half. Coming out of the timeout, it looks like starting with the rock, it's going to be none other than Zach Marco. He waits on the whistle. Marco, pass over to Bradley. Bradley with 7. Forced back towards midfield. A quick feed across. Bruno looking for a lane. Trying to find Marco. Didn't get it to him. Hit the ground. GB scooped. And the buzzer will sound after the first half of play. It's Half Hollow Hills 9, Northport 5. Ellis, before we go to the break, just a quick breakdown from you here on what you like from both sides in that first half and what you think each side respectively needs to do to pick up a win here today.
Yeah, well, you got to like the start that Hills got off to in the first quarter, jumping out to a nice lead early. They've been able to hold on, but the close by Northport, let's see if they can carry that into quarter number 3, ending the second on a 3-0 scoring run. So I think looking ahead into the second half, if you're Northport, got to start being a little bit better at the face-off X, trying to win those face-offs to get you back into this game. And if you're Half Hollow Hills, again, you're looking to just continuing to assert yourself at the face-off X, and you got to like the shots that you've been able to generate offensively. So I think for Hills, if they can just continue to maintain an edge there, then they'll be in good shape throughout the second half.
9-5 the score. Hills up over Northport. It was a dominant start at the beginning of the second quarter for Half Hollow Hills, scoring 5 straight. Northport responds with 3 of their own. We're going to take about a 10-minute pause, a minute gone already, 9 up on the scoreboard now. So you take a quick break, we'll take a quick break, and we'll return in a little bit with the second half of this Suffolk County Class A lacrosse game between the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club and the Northport Tigers. You're tuned in live watching the LILJ Gait Game of the Week, powered by the LI Sports Network.
Dreaming of playing college lacrosse? Don't leave your future to chance. Top-tier recruiting gives you the roadmap. Whether you're in middle school, high school, or already getting recruited, Top Tier is the place to be to help you in your process. Led by former players and coaches, Top Tier provides webinars, personalized guidance, and truth about the recruiting process. Monthly plans, premium access, and real results. And you can sign up today right here at toptierrecruiting.com.
for the second half, and it's the Tigers who will take control of the faceoff. Travis Quigley and Ellis Joshua here on the call in this 9-5 game between number 3 and number 4. Hills in the lead, and a battle for possession right now. Hills trying to force that turnover. It's the Tigers who will hold on to things.
And a nice job by Northport winning the opening faceoff here of the third quarter.
Spin move Cash.
Yeah, we saw the momentum start to turn a little bit in favor of the Tigers to end quarter number 2. So now they're looking to build on that here to start the third.
Ball on the deck. And Hills trying to swarm it here, but it's scooped up by Delaberti. His pass goes wayward, though, and it's going to go over and back against the Tigers. Half Hollow Hills. It was going to be over and back, but we see a push called instead, Ellis, so it's actually going to stay with Northport here.
Yeah, and that's going to, in fact, reset the shot clock. So a break there for Northport, as that could have been a turnover, but instead the push, or the offsides rather, gives the ball back to Northport here. Chance to get back within 3.
Cash makes the move, shoots over. It'll stay with Northport here. It's about a minute and 15 in to this third quarter. 30 on the shot clock, and Gavin O'Brien with the rock. It's Cash. Cash makes the move, spins. Trying to find a lane, now fires. Maybe a little friendly fire. Believe it might have hit Delaberti in the leg there before skipping out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Tigers. 16 on the shot clock, so got to work relatively quickly here in getting a shot on goal. Trying to close the gap here. 9-5 the score. Seamus Burke with 10. He'll kick it over. Loiacono finds a lane, shoots, scores! What a shot right there. 9-6 game.
Loiacono striking first here in the third quarter for the Tigers. His first goal of the game. And the Marist commit, he brings the Tigers within 3, now a 9-6 game.
Gets his 15th goal of the season. As Ellis just mentioned, brings them back within 3. And you said it back in the second quarter, Ellis, you got to slowly chip away at this thing if you're the Northport Tigers. And by all accounts, you look at the paper, you look at the box score right now, that's exactly what they've been doing, slowly chipping away at it. They've scored 4 straight going back to quarter number 2, and they're looking to keep their momentum rolling here.
Yeah, and one thing about this Northport Tigers team is that they are definitely not going to lie down. They are definitely going to try to fight and battle their way back into this game. And we know that they have a supremely talented roster to do so. And not quite sure what the delay is here, but taking this face off.
Del Tolo needed a new stick. I think Baumgarth might have had an equipment issue that the official spotted and had him head off the field, get that adjusted real quick so we can keep play moving here. I'm sure we'll see Baumgarth back in any moment, and it looks like he's getting ready to check back in. The ensuing faceoff skipped all the way down into Northport territory, went out of bounds, and the Tigers will take it. Looking to clear. A quick pass ahead. Clear is successful. Tigers looking to get back to work here. Jack Delaberti, defended by Casamento.
I think the Tigers, they would love to get Delaberti going here in this second half.
A great move there. What a goal. Grayson Cabrera with the snipe.
Northport, the run just keeps on coming. Now that's 5 unanswered goals as we take another look at this one. Nice little fake and hitch by Cabrera, getting back to the right.
Absolutely froze him right there.
He did, and he stings that one to bring the Tigers within 2.
And you've seen today from Cabrera as he gets his 24th in that first half. He was trying to get things going, couldn't really find the space he was looking for. You saw he was being creative and trying to get those opportunities, but as I said, wasn't really getting the space, the lanes to the net. Created the opportunity in the lane for himself there and made no mistake on the shot. Northport now within 2 here in the third quarter. 9:15 to play in quarter number 3. How will Hills respond?
And you had that procedure violation on Northport on the face-off. So that gives the ball back to Hills for what's really their first offensive possession here of this quarter.
Ryan Chung, he just fired wide. Luke Bradley there backing up, so it'll stay with Hills. Under 9 to go now. Bradley off the restart. Adex looking for a lane up top. Move it to Chung. Fakes. Now off to the right side, rolling into the middle. Marco. Pass over, nothing doing for Bruno. Just shovels it to Chung. Back off to the left-hand side. Off to the net, Bradley knocked out of his stick. Ball on the ground. GB scoop. Thomas Zarcone. We get a whistle from the official. And it's going to stay with Half Hollow Hills. Loose ball push going on. The Tigers. Shot clock resets here.
So a break for Hills as they'll keep possession.
Rayo bounce shot, save made, Stabile. That was the best look that Rayo's had all day, Ellis. And Stabile standing tall in the crease.
Yeah, one thing that we got to mention is the job that Northport has done defensively on Anthony Rayo. They've been shutting him virtually this whole game. Just the one goal in this game thus far. And definitely got to credit Cameron Foley, number 28. He's done a really good job of keeping Rayo out of this game for the most part. And Northport now looking to get back within 1 as that shot by Loiacono goes wide.
You see Loiacono as the game's going on. His confidence has definitely grown. He's shooting the rock a little bit more as we get further into this game. As he's trying to help be a focal part of this Northport comeback. It's on the outside with Cabrera, most recent goal scorer. He's trying to see a lane to the net. Good job avoiding the crease. Now a pass middle. Shot low. Save made. Santoro kicks behind the net. Just held in by Delaberti.
Oh, and that was a great look for the Tigers, but Santoro reading that one well. He was all over it.
Delaberti fires another big save. Sal Santoro, twice in a row, makes crucial stops, keeps this a 2-goal lead for his team.
And crucial stops. That is right, Travis, because now Hills, let's see if they can answer back here on offense. And you can see those saves kind of stem the tide and turn the momentum back in favor of Hills, but a fight for possession, and this is going to be a turnover, and it's Foley. He has the ground ball for Northport, and here come the Tigers pushing up the field.
Started with Levine picking off a pass defensively. Now to the net goes O'Brien. He scores! Gavin O'Brien, and the Tigers are within 1.
And that gives Gavin O'Brien a hat trick here in this game. But what a take, fending off the defense of Ben Vogt. And the finish there by O'Brien, showcasing that strength. And we now have a 9-8 game. What a turnaround here by the Northport Tigers.
6 straight goals for the Northport Tigers. 9-8 with 6:32 to go in the third quarter. We said it in the pregame, this one had all the makings to be an instant classic, and that's exactly what it's shaping up to be. 2 programs with a lot of history going to battle here, and it's Hills controlling a very important face-off as they're looking to slow down Northport, who's been rolling for the last Ellis, I would say 10 minutes of game time.
Yeah, definitely. This has just been a complete shift of momentum in favor of the Tigers. And
Pass
now if
over.
you're Hills,
Just wide there for Bruno.
the question is, how do you respond now if you're Hills? Again, this is definitely the toughest test that they've had so far this season. And you did a lot of really good things to jump out to that big lead. But now how do you end up breaking the tide of this Northport momentum?
Bradley knocked out of his stick momentarily by Zarcone, but he scoops it back up. James Bruno has it. Bruno works back up top. Pardon me, Hogan. Hogan moves it low. Chung. Nice move by Chung. He's got some space. He'll shoot and score.
A big answer for Hills. This one by the sophomore Daniel Chung. And that is just what Hills was looking for. So they end the 6-0 run by the Tigers. The lefty finish by Chung, his first of the day. And Hills back up by 2. But how about the sophomores, Travis? Coming up big time in this game for Hills between the 4 by Hogan. Now a huge goal by Daniel Chung. Gotta love the underclassmen stepping up in a big way for this Hills team.
And it was Hogan who got that whole thing started. Ellis here rolling from the far side to the near side, drawing the pressure. Kick the rock across. Chung, good individual move himself to generate that space, get to the middle of the field. And that goal to restore the 2-goal lead once again. Hills trying to get their momentum. Turnover force, it's back with Hills again. Rayo with a lane, he shoots, but just missed the net there. Luke Bradley backing it up, so he'll scoop the rock, get things going on the restart here. 5:17 in the third quarter. Rayo still looking to add to the offense today. Hogan backing up. Trying to make a move left, knocked out of the stick by Grayson Cabrera, but it's recovered nicely by Hills. Now Bruno to the net, a pass over. He's taking a step back, shot, save made by Stabile.
And the ground ball there for the Tigers, scooped up by Levine.
Turnover forced by James Bruno. Knocked it away from Levine. Nice move. Save Stabile on Marco.
Big save by Stabile, keeping this a 2-goal game. And the quick outlet up ahead to Cash. Ball back on offense with the Tigers.
Flag in the air, now on the ground. A spinning shot from Cash. Just missed the net. Diving to try to get possession was Keazo. Offside going, though, on Half Hollow Hills here.
It looks like Coach Hagens and Coach Benway disagreeing with that call. And our officials, they're going to get together here.
So 4:22 remaining. Quarter number 3, 10-8 game. Hills in the lead on their home turf. Again, I believe it's going to be 30 seconds man up here. And no, flag's been scooped up off the ground. It's going to be Hills Rock here.
Yeah, and that's a good job by the officiating crew, getting together and discussing and making sure that they get the call correct, which looks like they did in fact do that. Offsides was incorrect, but they make amends, and the ball back with Hills.
Clear successful and right to the net. The long pull. Jay Casamento. What a take. What a goal. 11-8 for Half Hollow Hills.
So how about the turn of events that we've just witnessed? What was going to be an offsides ends up getting overturned. Hills gets the ball back, and they strike for the pole goal by the Navy commit, Jay Casamento, to push the lead back up to 3.
Casamento's got 5 goals now this season. Incredible take right there, Ellis. You don't see the pole goal too often. And Casamento, he saw his lane, took it right to the middle of the field, and a great shot to beat Stabile. It's been tough beating Stabile and Santoro. I mean, I say that as it's an 11-8 game, but still it's been very tough beating these two today.
Yeah, and you said it, Travis. You definitely don't see pole goals that often, but a lot of times when you do, you see them from distance, but no one's stopping the ball for the Tigers, and Casamento taking that one right to the rack.
He's able to get right inside in the house there. Tigers win the face-off, so always how you like to start after giving up a goal with possession, winning that face-off. 3:30 to go. Tigers an opportunity to respond. It's Cash. Cash cuts back. Really tight defense being played by Chung there.
Yeah, that's a nice job by Daniel Chung with the on-ball defense. A short stick matchup for Northport there, but not able to take advantage.
Cabrera across, and it's Burke. 12 on the shot clock. Burke. Still no lane. Now he'll shoot. Save made by Santoro. I think that one went right off the stick of Santoro, so we get a reset of the shot clock here. Cash is there backing up. Cash with a lane. He shoots, goes wide. Delaberti's there. 2:52 remaining.
Yeah, and as we wind down quarter number 3, Travis, again, we talk about a lot of times how important it is to start off a game or a quarter strong, but equally as important is how you finish the quarter.
Great take, Delaberti, but an even better save from Sal Santoro.
And a big stop by Santoro to preserve the 3-goal lead. And with this Hills offense, the way they're able to really fire on all cylinders and be lethal, a potential run is coming from Hills.
What a stop by Stabile on Zach Marco. And now Marco's all over it, forcing the turnover. Takes the ground ball, pass out front, and another one stopped up. Might have hit the bar, skips way in the air, and will go out of bounds. Rayo with the look on that one. And it's going to go to the Tigers here, Ellis. What a chance right there for Hills.
Yeah, and I think that's a tough break for Hills, not getting the ball back, winning that chase. So this is going back the other way. But got to love the effort by Zach Marco after having that initial shot saved. You don't give up on the play. You get into your ride. He was able to ride the ball back, force a turnover, and gave Hills another chance at an offensive possession. Just unable to find the back of the net as the ball makes its way back to Northport.
Again, Hills aggressive here, trying to force another turnover. As the ball is on the ground right now, still trying to find it are both teams. Sea of bodies over on the far side there. We had a push, loose ball, push, and it's going to stay with Northport. O'Brien will reset things. $1:40 remaining, quarter number 3. 11-8 the score, Half Hollow Hills. Comes up top. Cash near side for Cabrera. Cabrera fakes left, comes back to the middle for Cash. Cash, shot, goal! What a feed from Cash. And it's Loyacano once again on the board. 11-9 the score.
So that's the second of the game for Luke Loyacano. Northport getting back within 2. And still 1:20 remaining here in the third quarter. So another big face-off coming here as a chance to get back within 1 with still some time left here in the third quarter.
Big goal right there for the Tigers. We've got 1:20.
And this is going to be a violation on Hills, so give the ball to Baumgarth and the Tigers.
Good chance here for the Tigers for 2 quick goals late in the third quarter. We anticipated it was going to take a full effort start to finish, game would likely come down right to that final buzzer. And the Tigers continue chipping away, looking for one more to close that gap as we're in the final minute of quarter number 3. 35 on the shot clock, 46 on the game clock.
And I think this is a big defensive stance for Hills here. If you can keep this at least a 2-goal lead going into the 4th, that would be big. You don't want to let Northport get back within
Spinning
one.
shot, save made, Santoro. He dives for it, doesn't get there in time. Seamus Burke backing it up. Keeps possession for Northport. 15 seconds on the shot clock, 29 on the game clock.
So the ball with O'Brien as he works it back out to Loiacono. Now 10 to shoot for the Tigers.
Loiacono, the hot stick here in this quarter, moves it to Cabrera. Cabrera trying to fire. Contact on the stick. Wally let it go, went wide. Just one left on the shot clock. So you figure Northport probably just going to drop it here, let it go. Shot clock violation going on the Tigers. They couldn't get anything on the cage. And now 16 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Hill's going to look to go quick.
Definitely time for Hills to get a shot off potentially if they can clear the ball quickly up to their offense.
And we'll see what they do here. Santoro with 10. Jogs up the field. Santoro, plenty of space now, an outlet through the middle. Casamento with 3. Now 2 seconds left. It's Chung. Fires it after the horn.
Oh, they say it's good.
Officials are calling it a goal.
Chung, he beats the buzzer according to our officials. As we take another look at this one. And looks like, according to the time, the ball was still in his stick.
That was very, very tight.
Wow.
We'll see if the officials come together. It seems like the Northport staff, I believe head coach Billy Courts is going to come out and speak with the officials on this one. As it seems he just wants an explanation as to what they saw in terms of correlation of the shot and the clock. But nonetheless, we're at the end of quarter number 3. We'll take a quick pause, Ellis and I, and we'll come back for the 4th quarter. 12-9 the score. 12 minutes up on the board for quarter number 4. Half Hollow Hills in the lead. Can they hold on and shut things down? You're watching the LILJ Gait Game of the Week right here, powered by the LI Sports Network. We return for quarter number 4. The goal will stand for Ryan Chung. So the score now 12-9 as we begin quarter number 4. Travis Quigley and Ellis Joshua here on the call for the LILJ Gait game of the week. Number 3, Half Hollow Hills. Number 4, Northport. Ellis, this has lived up to the bill so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, Hills, they got off to such a fast start, but Northport, as you would expect from a team like the Tigers, they battled back, they showed resiliency, and a tough break to the end of the third quarter for the Tigers. And you said it, Travis, the goal stands, but if you're Northport, it's about just continuing to play on and see what you can generate.
It was a long battle for that face-off that Northport came away with, and once again, Sal Santoro with a big save in the early going of this quarter. Maintains that 3-goal lead for Hills. They clear and will get on the attack. It's Rayo. He'll dish one off. Trying to spin. Marco knocked away from him. GB is scooped up and trying to clear now. Cam Foley. A long outlet pass. Numbers for the Tigers. Quick feed. Now a lane. And a snipe home. A great shot there from Gavin O'Brien. And now he's got 4 today. It's a 12-10 game.
And that is textbook transition offense by the Tigers. They get the stop on defense. They recognize that they have numbers. They push the pace, get the ball up the field quickly. O'Brien, he's the recipient and the beneficiary. And you said it, Travis, his 4th of the game. Now a 12-10 score with just under 50 seconds having gone by here at the start of the 4th quarter.
And that's what you need if you're the Tigers. An early goal in this quarter. As I'm going to keep saying it, Ellis, as you mentioned in the second quarter, just continue to chip away. That's what they've done. They've yet to come back and tie it. Hills has maintained the lead throughout this contest. But Northport staying on the horse here. And another goal scored! Take it to the bank. Logan Cash.
Cash, he strikes from downtown. And Northport with back-to-back goals in a blink. From the 20-yard line, Cash, the step-down sniper. And this is back to a 1-goal game. What a start here for the Tigers here in the 4th.
And that's a beautiful shot right there from Logan Cash. 2nd of the day, 23rd on the season. Tigers are within 1. It's 12-11, 10:51 to go. 2 goals just 19 seconds apart for Northport. How will Hills respond? A battle for the face-off, and it's won by Northport. Pretty clean right there, Ellis, for Dylan Baumgarth.
Yeah, well, that was a nice job by him working it backwards, and Loiacono there for the ground ball. And now all of a sudden the Tigers have a chance to erase what was once a 7-goal deficit in this game.
Both these teams have gone on 6-goal runs respectively in this contest. Tigers looking to tie. Cash, spin move on the pass, and they score! Gavin O'Brien, his 5th of the day, has tied this game up at 12.
3 straight in a blink. The 5th for O'Brien. This one, the assist. Credit that to Logan Cash. And what was once a 7-goal lead has now been erased. We are all tied at 12. Everyone watching at home, grab your popcorn, have a seat, fasten your seatbelts. This is going to be a great finish to this game.
Hills scored 6 straight at one point, going from the end of the first quarter into the middle of the second quarter, before Northport rallied to score 6 straight of their own. Hills responded, continued to push back, keep the Tigers at bay. But now just 2 minutes into this 4th and final quarter of regulation play, the Tigers, with 3 goals in it, have made it a 12-12 contest. Ball at X. Hills trying to score and get one back of their own. Daniel Chung will move it off for Marco. Marco now, middle, takes a shot over the net.
So the backup there by Chung. Still 41 to shoot for Hills.
You see, again, trying to work quickly here. not letting much time dwindle as Chung shoots and scores. Daniel Chung gets it right back for Half Hollow Hills. 13-12 now with 9:32 to play.
The super sophomore Daniel Chung with a huge response as he turns the corner and buries that for his second of the game. What a big goal for Hills to answer back and jump back in front by 1.
And that's exactly what Hills needed right there. A nice move by Chung. And a good response as a team for Half Hollow Hills as they win the face-off. Coming downfield with it was Hikas. And timeout going to be called by Half Hollow Hills as they regain the lead, regain possession after the goal. And now Ellis, 13-12 game, 9:26 to go. You got to buckle up because this one is going to be a ride the rest of the way.
100% Travis. Again, these two teams thus far, they have proved to be the top 2 teams in Suffolk Class A for a reason, and they have both exemplified that here throughout this game. And you know, we talk about it all the time, Travis, on the broadcast, that this is truly a game of runs, and this game in particular has certainly shown you why. What an answer for Northport, rallying from the 7-goal deficit, tying the game, but Hills, unfazed by Northport's comeback, able to go back up by 1 and winning that face-off, and Coach Hagens taking a timeout to see if he can galvanize his team and get them on another Hills potential offensive avalanche, as we've seen them do throughout the course of the season.
And you and I talk about this a ton, Ellis, is face-offs. And I think the beauty of today's game is no one side has been dominating the other at the face-off X. Both have gotten their licks in. Both have done a very good job of winning those face-offs and in the key moments when they respectively needed to get it done. It's not like, again, not like one team has been dominating at the X. It's both sides battling, contending, and doing everything that they can to win that initial 50-50.
Yeah, 100% Travis. And sometimes it's not even about how many face-offs you win, but it's about when you win them, winning them in big spots. And like you said, throughout most of this game, it's been relatively even. Hills had the edge early on, but Northport battled back. But a big face-off win for Hills after taking the lead, and now look to increase it and go back up by 2.
It's with Bradley. Bradley has a little bit of space to work with as he rolls to the middle of the field. Now he's going to wind and fire a shot, and he's going to score! Luke Bradley, 2-goal lead once again for Half Hollow Hills, 14-12, and Bradley, hard to believe it, Ellis, that's his first of the day.
It is his first of the day, and out of the timeout, and that is huge. Your execution out of timeouts is critical. And Bradley with the goal unassisted, but coming off the screen there, set by Marco. And back-to-back goals for Hills to go back in front by 2.
And if you're Northport, you can't get deflated here, especially after coming back to tie it up finally. And then you give up 2 quick ones to Hills where they restore their lead. A violation on the face-off on Hikas, it looked like there. So Tigers take possession, and now this is a big opportunity for them here, Ellis, to respond.
Absolutely, and Northport definitely unfazed. I mean, we've seen it already in this game, Travis. They came back from down 7. Haven't been able to take the lead just yet, but now it's about, once again, being able to turn the momentum back into their favor. So a big offensive possession here for the Tigers.
O'Brien spins, moves it to Cash. Cash shoots and scores! Logan Cash finishes the hat trick, and it's 14-13.
Have a game, Logan Cash. You said it, Travis. This goal here gives him the hat trick, and in total, he's got 5 points on the afternoon, and we can give the assist on that goal to Gavin O'Brien, which that gives him 7 points in the game with 5 goals and now 2 assists.
O'Brien certainly has been the X factor today for Northport on the offensive side of the ball. Made another great pass there. Cash finding the space. And it's been those two, pretty much just those two on the stat sheet, at least in this fourth quarter. We've gone back and forth. O'Brien, Cash for the Tigers as it's pulled forward. And Chung right to the net, goes off the iron. A little bit of deja vu. Did that earlier on in quarter number 2. Ryan Chung was trying to do it again. This time strikes the post.
Oh, he saw the daylight there after winning that face-off. A great shot opportunity, but that one off the pipes. But Hills, they maintain possession.
Marco rolls up top. Defended tightly right now. And Stabile with a big save, quick outlet pass. Rolling on the ground, recovered, GB scooped up by Zach Marco. Hills maintains possession. Marco pass across, Hogan shot, save, Stabile. Joe Zarcone with the ground ball. He's looking long.
Two huge saves by Stabile to keep this a one-goal game, but Northport, again, unable to clear the ball as possession back to Hills, and it's Salcayazo with the rock, able to scoop it off the ground after losing it momentarily.
Yeah, Delaberti did a nice job keeping his feet on the right side of the 50, knocked the ball free, and Hills is going to call a timeout, and Ellis, that's their second one here in the second half, so no more timeouts for Half Hollow Hills. Northport still with both. So interesting to see with 7:29 to go in this game. You got to think for Hills, they're using this timeout as a means to settle down, decide, focus maybe a little bit more on the defensive aspect of the game for this final 7.5.
Yeah, well, an interesting call to use a timeout. Like you said, Travis, now they're out for the remainder of the game. Now, we did see them take a timeout a few moments ago, and it resulted in a goal coming out of the timeout. So they would love to see that again on the offensive end when we resume play here momentarily. But let's see if down the stretch in a tightly contested game, if not having another timeout for the remainder of the game potentially is costly. We shall see. Still a lot to be decided here in the final 7:29 of the game. And one interesting note, Travis, just kind of talking about the way this game has transpired, and to this point, it's been a shootout, a 14-13 game. And if you were to see the score going into this game, one thing that I don't think anyone would expect is for Delaberti of Northport to have just 1 point, being 1 goal in this game. And then on the flip side, Anthony Rayo, just the 1 point, which is 1 goal in this game. So definitely interesting how this game has unfolded, something that maybe not a lot of people would have expected, but that's the way that this game has gone.
And I think that also speaks to the depth that both of these teams have. Is there's not an over-reliance on just one guy for either side. Is they can look to 4, 5, 6, 7 different players on any different night, any given game, to help carry the load, to help, put the ball in the net, help lead the team to a victory. You obviously see that both sides are very, very comfortable with the goalies they have in the respective cages between Sal Santoro and Gavin Stabile, who've both been, in my eyes, sensational here this evening. And we're all coming out of the timeout. It's Bradley with a quick burst of speed, throws it across, wayward pass, racing to save it. Doing so was Marco. Can he get the GB? He will. And now Marco, who's back on his feet, makes a move to the middle, dishes one off, knocked away. And the Tigers will come out with it. Diving to try to knock it free was Rayo, scooped up and then passed forward by Levine, and it goes out of bounds. Turnover for Northport. It comes back with Half Hollow Hills.
Love the hustle there by Anthony Rayo, showing that he is a complete player as an offensive and defensive player playing the midfield. And that is a huge play because looked like Northport potentially could have had numbers going back the other way. But Rayo able to knock that ball free, and it wound up being a turnover for the Tigers, giving the ball back to Hills.
And it's Ryan Chung who's going to slow things down. Hills with a 1-goal lead, 6:15 remaining here in regulation play. To the net, Marco, nothing going for him, so he'll cut back. Fires a pass high, looking for Bruno, way over his head, goes out of bounds. Unforced turnover there for the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club. The Northport Tigers will take the rock here, and 6:03 to go, down by 1.
Yeah, and those are the mistakes that you don't want to have in a crucial spot in this game. Just the unforced errors. Those are the ones that'll drive coaches crazy for sure.
Delaberti, a lot of pressure on him. Was able to get the rock over to Cash. Cash trying to spin through 2. Gets tied up. Timeout called here by Northport. And Ellis got to think that's the right call there. Is very, very close, Hills were, to forcing a turnover. Cash keeping the rock tight. And a timeout gets called. Now Northport with an opportunity to, like Hills did just a couple of minutes ago, score a big goal coming out of a timeout.
Yeah, out of timeout execution, certainly crucial in this game. And we saw it earlier, the first timeout taken by Hills led to a goal right out of the timeout. Northport looking to do the same right now and potentially tie this game up at 14 with 5:48 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Still a lot to be decided, as this is still certainly anyone's game.
We said it, we've been saying it from pregame to halftime and all throughout, that this one would go down to the final buzzer, and we're 5:48 away from that final buzzer here in regulation. Will we get extra time? Will someone get the deciding goal before them? You got to stick with us to find out. It's going to be Northport possession coming out of this timeout. 14-13, the Tigers are down by 1. Started this fourth quarter hot, scoring 3 straight goals to tie the game up at 12 before Hills came back with 2 of their own. Logan Cash put one in the back of the net to make it 14-13. We've stood at that score line since. You're watching the LILJ Gait Game of the Week. Travis Quigley and Ellis Joshua, thrilled to be with you here today, coming to you live from Half Hollow Hills West High School. Delaberti with the rock, trying to create some space for himself here with 5.5 remaining. Thought about shooting, now a quick pass low. Cabrera across, now a low shot off the post and in. We're tied once again.
And it's Loiacono. He's got the hat trick now for the Tigers. And we talked about it, the out of timeout execution, Travis. As Northport, they capitalize. And on the assist there for the Tigers was Cash.
He's been all over it today as well. Logan Cash. And 14-14. 28 total goals between these two teams. This has been a fun one. And it's not over yet. Chung won the faceoff, got the GB, got a pass off while being dumped to the ground. It's Rayo. And he would love to be the hero here tonight. As Ellis mentioned, hasn't been able to get on the score sheet very much. The Tigers have defended him tight. As a nice job by Hogan, evading the pressure coming off the back.
Yeah, Northport, they've been shutting Rayo virtually the whole game. For the Tigers, it's been Cameron Foley who's been mostly responsible throughout this game. So definitely have to give a lot of credit to him for kind of taking Rayo out of this game.
And a bounce shot there for James Bruno. Hills get the lead back, 15-14.
And maybe not a better time to get your first goal of the game if you're James Bruno. The bounce shot is good. And Hills with the response. And Travis, one of the things that we've seen is that Northport, they've come back to tie this game twice now, but the ensuing faceoff after the tying goal has gone to Hills, and they've been able to counter to retake the lead both times.
Usually doesn't take that long for your leading goal scorer to wait that long into a game to get his first of the contest for James Bruno. 54 coming into this one, gets his 55th right there, and could not have come at a better time as Hills will control another faceoff. Getting the win there was Chung. Now back on the outside. Bruno's shot just missed. And foot race one, backing it up was Marco. Great job there recovering it for the Half Hollow Hills Lacrosse Club. 4:25 remaining. Trying to make the fake was Marco. He lost it, scoops it back up. Marco defended by Levine. Marco gets a pick, spins out front. That one off iron again. Shot clock resets. It's Marco who has the rock once more. Hits Rayo with it. Rayo backing up. 4 minutes remaining here in regulation. Rayo is being defended here by Cam Foley, as he has been all night. Foley trying to keep him outside and to the left. Rayo, pass middle. Bruno shoots, goes wide.
So Hills, they still have 31 seconds left on the shot clock here. It's possession with Bradley.
Comes back with Rayo. Rayo moves it. Bruno thought about shooting, instead dishes. 3:35 to go.
Northport's defense now in a zone with 16 to shoot for Hills on the shot clock.
Just trying to clog up the middle of the field here. Rayo, 10 on the shot clock now. He's going to roll to the middle. Now back off right side, shoots. Got deflected off a stick on the way, goes out of bounds. 6 remaining on the shot clock. Hills got to go quickly here. It's Bruno who will start it back up. Gets the feet moving, spins and fires. Misses the net. Shot clock violation on Half Hollow Hills. 3:14 to go. And now the Tigers will take the rock.
Huge credit to Northport's defense, holding up to keep this a 1-goal game. Now they're going to look to clear back up to their offense and for a third time try to tie up this game.
And here we go with the Tigers. Joe Zarcone moves it through the middle of the field. Trip to the ground, flag in the air. And Northport Ellis gonna go man up here.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many flags here in this game, but this one coming in a big spot, which is going to give the Tigers a chance to run their man-up offense. So they're going to go up a man here for the next minute, and the penalty on Hills assessed to Jake Casamento.
Golden opportunity here for Northport, and it's going to be Delaberti who's going to start with the rock. Man up for the next minute. 3 minutes exactly remaining in regulation of this game. Delaberti gets it going around the horn. Tigers will be patient. Wait for their opening. Comes back behind the cage, rolling up top. Delaberti again with it. Moves it to his left on the outside. Cash for Cabrera. Back to Cash. Cash looking for a lane. Hits Cabrera. He'll shoot. Gets blocked. It pops way in the air. Trying to race it down and scooping it up. Seamus Burke. 20 on the shot clock. 15 on the man up before Casamento returns. Cash for Cabrera. Back to Cash. Cabrera with it now. Delaberti. Cash winds. Shoots. Off the elbow. Doesn't go. Yard sale. Delaberti loses his stick. Numbers here for Hills. Chung. Low. Bruno. Scores! 16-14. Back-to-back goals for James Bruno.
An unbelievable turn of events. On one end, Northport's shot goes in and out, and Hills, they take it the other way. And the home team, they are the beneficiary of some friendly bounces, as that one is through for Bruno. And now a 16-14 lead with 1:49 remaining.
A huge goal right there for Half Hollow Hills. And now an ever so important face-off, and it's scooped up, won by Baumgarth, right to the net. What a save, Santoro! Baumgarth momentarily had the ground ball, now it's picked back up, and Ryan Chung is on his horse down the field.
Huge save by Santoro. He's come up clutch in this game.
And put a asterisk next to that save. We might be coming back to that one in a minute and 20. If Half Hollow Hills holds on to secure this win, that save could be what we're talking about the rest of the night. Sal Santoro answering the bell when his team needs him most. Now Hill's going to try to drain some clock here. 30 on the shot clock, and now final minute of this game. Northport going to get aggressive here as they need the rock. Flag up in the air as just rolling around with it. Daniel Chung knows he can just keep circling, doesn't have to do much with this. Hills just need to get down to that final buzzer. It's Rayo taking it to the net, bounces one out front, unable to corral it was Hogan, and now we get a whistle at 33.4 to go.
And the crowd here at Half Hollow Hills West High School, they can sense a win coming for the home team in what has just been a phenomenal game between the top two contenders in Suffolk Class A. Hills 33.4 seconds away from staying undefeated on the season, improving their record to 11-0.
And again, as we're just 33 seconds left, the shot clock's going to be off here. Hills is man up for 30 seconds. Cash doesn't return until there's 3 seconds left in the game. So Tigers have to be aggressive to get the ball back to try to get downfield, down a man here. All Hills has to do is just really keep it in the corner and maintain possession, and that's exactly what Ryan Chung is looking to do here. 20 seconds to go now. It was knocked out of his stick momentarily. He recovers it. Chung being double teamed now. Just 10 seconds remaining. Ryan Chung just looking to hold this and run out the clock. And a big win for Half Hollow Hills on their home turf. They're going to stay undefeated, 11-0, 9-0 in conference play. They take down Northport by a final score of 16-14.
What a game, Travis, that we witnessed here today at Half Hollow Hills West. And these two teams absolutely showed why they're the top two contenders in Suffolk Class A. But it is, in fact, the home team remaining unbeaten on the season. And looking at it from both sides, you got to love the start that Hills got off to in this game, but then being able to show resiliency and respond after losing the 7-goal lead. They were able to stay poised, stay under control, and they never trailed in this game. It was tied a couple times, but they got the answers that they needed. And on the flip side, if you're Northport, you got to love the fight that they showed, being able to come back in this game after trailing by 7.
A lot of adversity to battle.
100%. Coming back from multiple deficits, tied the game on numerous occasions, but just unable to fully clear that hurdle and jump in front. But still, what a game here played today between these two teams.
We said it in the pregame, only one of these teams was going to be able to keep the donut in their record. It's Half Hollow Hills who will do so. Once again, move to 11-0 on the season, 9-0 in Suffolk County Conference A. The Tigers will fall to 9-2 and now 8-1 in the conference, with just a couple of games left for each side remaining in the regular season before we get to the Section 11 playoffs. An incredible game. We said it during the pregame on paper that it had all the makings to be an instant classic, and Ellis, I think it lived up to the bill. It was an instant classic and potentially the game of the season so far here on Long Island in boys varsity lacrosse.
Yeah, what a great game between these two teams. And if they do meet again in the playoffs, if it's anything like this one, then everyone is going to be in store for a tremendous game.
I want to thank you all at home so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. It was a phenomenal game between Hills and Northport. Again, thank you so much for being a part of it and for showing us a ton of support here. Once again, final score, Half Hollow Hills 16, the Northport Tigers 14. On behalf of our cameraman Kevin Broderick, our producer Rowan Loddick, Ellis Joshua, my name is Travis Quigley. Hope you all have a phenomenal rest of your night. You were watching the LILJ Gait Game of the Week, powered by the LI Sports Network. And as always, we will see you next time.